Sorry that I've not posted any videos for a while. I've been busy trying to save up money to upgrade my workstation, if you will. I am planning on trying to put up more videos, not just of how to fix or trying to fix the parts on the bike, but I've got other plans of what I'm going to try and do. So hopefully stayed subscribed. Brilliant. This is what I've tried to save up for. I needed to get myself a shed to actually do my work in it, and instead of doing it on my little bench and wherever I could, needed somewhere a bit better to do it, so that if it is raining and I've got either parts or anything I'm working on inside it, then I can still carry on working. So I'll show you the workbench. This is my workbench. Nothing major special about it. Yes, it is pretty messy. I'm still working on trying to get it more tidier. Hopefully this is where I'll be doing my either the fixing or repairing or general projects. So thank you all for hanging on in there, and hopefully get more videos. So that's the little bit to why I've not put any videos up so far, but still going to try my best to put some more up. So yeah, instead of me carrying on more, let's get on with one. So far with my old Suzuki gs500, I've been having problems with my rear wheel brake and pedal, and well, the only way I can explain it is if I show you. So here goes. So now the rear wheel is clamped up. This thing, it's got some heat to it now, and it's clamped up. I got in the fluid, the brake fluid in there has, well, obviously it's well, basically clamped it up, but I had sorted this brake out before, but I don't think it's the brake. I got a feeling it's the actual brake cylinder. I've not even touched this, so I'm going to be taking this off and give this a good clean up. I've never taken this off, so hopefully I'll be able to fix it up and stop it from clamping the rear brake. Even the pedal, I've got movement, but I can't press it down. It's gone solid. So now I'm going to have to wait a while for it to cool down. Luckily, I'm not too far away from home. So here I go, and here's how I do it. So with that being said, let's see how I can do it and get it sorted out. Keep watching. All this with is the part of the brake pipe. I'm going to be taking all of that off, taking the cylinder off, the brake cylinder, to see what's going on in there, because for some reason something's getting stuck in there and it's stopping me from, and it's clamping up the rear brake. So it's going to come off. Brake cylinder, the mechanism, all of what I can do. So after spending a bit of time trying to get the foot brake lever off, it didn't quite go to plan. So instead, it's come off like that. The only reason why is because I've never taken this off since I've had the bike, and these 3 Allen bolts, they're so stiff inside the holes that I've basically rounded off the Allen bolts. So the next best thing I could do was to undo those 2 to actually get it off. So next thing I'm going to do, hopefully for the rest of you, these 3 bolts come off nice and easy, but just in case you've had the same problem as me and these 3 bolts don't come off, I'm going to try it in another way. What I'm going to have to do is drill them out, drill the head off, get this plate off, and hopefully I'll be able to get maybe a pair of mole grips, possibly get a grip of it on this side and take them out. But I have put WD-40 on them, but a bit too late for that, I suppose. So next best thing, drill them out. Okay, 1. And like that. Right, so what I've managed to do is get this loose, the master cylinder sort of thing. Managed to get that loose. So all I'm going to do now is to take it all apart, give it a nice clean up, and show you on putting it back together all nice and clean, no dirt, grease where there needs to be grease, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do for the minute. So let's carry on. It looks like there's a split pin on this side. So from what I can see, there's a split pin there. So bend those forward, get it straight, pull this out, which will release this thing, which is a type of bolt, I suppose. So on that side, that should come out. So yeah, come out, which hopefully will release this entire brake bit. Let's do that, shall we? We now have that pin. You can see it. So now we have this completely off. Going to be giving it a clean up first and then put it back together. What I've had to do is the rubber boot seal. I've had to literally rip it off, and so in result there is a circlip, a clip that you have to get a pair of these and prise it apart, or in this case bring it together to take it out. But this rubber is literally solid in there, so I've got to take it out, so I'm going to have to replace it. Take a look on eBay. Well, I've been doing a little bit of research myself because, like I say, this is the first time I've actually taken the rear brake master cylinder off, and it appears that this bit I've taken off, so this rubber thing, basically it's called a rubber boot seal, or a rubber dust boot. But to an extent it's a type of seal, and where I've had to rip this off because this thing is meant to be just a plain nut, well, a long nut but where all dirt and corrosion have gotten round to it over so many years, it's basically ripped it pretty much. But I've ordered another seal, so be able to get that, be able to get a new rubber boot on it, as it were. But yeah, this one pretty much is literally stuck inside of it. So this old one I'm just taking out because it's old and it's basically tearing apart. So get a new one, get it refreshed. Like I said, if it looks like that, and what I'm about to show you, obviously get another one. I will probably put up how much I paid for it somewhere around, and hopefully that the new one will last, well, for as long as it will. This is how it looks so far. Got a little piece here which I'm going to be taking out. Wow. That has well and truly had it. That is literally stuck in there, so I'm definitely glad I'm getting a new one. But on the inside, that is basically, if you can see, it's very, very dirty, dusty, just horrible. So yeah, I'm not surprised, but going to have that changed, get all that changed so that'll be nice and clean, like brand new. I've only just seen the circlip that is in it. It is so well, it just looks rusted and everything else. So when I can get out, I'm going to give it a nice good clean. But if you can see, if you can see those two circles, if you can see them, yeah, those two circles, one there, one there. There we go, just about. That is part of the circlip. We're going all the way around. Let's try it. BWD-40. This is the circlip. Those holes have literally snapped. Can literally get a nail in that and in that one. Rusty as heck. So that'll be another thing to replace. Oh, okay. So look at the state of that.
Definitely going to have to give that a good clean up. Somehow, I don't think it's meant to be like that. Or in there, I don't know if you can see, but that's how it's looking so far. Can't do much. There you go. Tip that out. So all I can do is try and get that centre piece out. Aha! That's actually come out. Alright, let's take it out, shall we? Wow, okay. Now that bit is done, time to carry on cleaning it all up. I believe I'm going to have to get another circlip and so that I can put it back together again, or I'm going to have a look online and see if I can get a full repair kit. See which ones. Don't want it too cheap, but I don't want it expensive, so see what happens. Either way, there's a couple of bits I need to get replaced because of it being old and grotty, so let's carry on cleaning it up. I've taken this nut off there. That basically, that screws onto this, and there is a rubber boot seal here which that fits on like that, and this nut, this piece, it has this piece up from here. It basically
meant to go inside of that hole, meant to fit in to there nicely, but because of the shape of it, you can see it looks a bit nasty. So gonna put the grinder onto it very lightly, just to make it so that it's more rounder, or more round than that, and do it so that it fits into it better. Let's do this. Well, I would like to give this one a bit more of a clean up. The only thing is, I want to try and give all this excess on the metal, I want to try and get that off. The only thing is, if I put it next to the grinder, I'm either going to grind this bit off, like make it round, or all the thread is going to go. So the only thing I might try is wire brush, but otherwise I'm probably going to have to leave it like that. So I have to think about it when I go to assemble it. Well, I've had an idea of how I can try to make this piece, all that bit, this piece, more smoother. And what it is I'm just going to put this end into the drill. As it's spinning, I'm going to be using a file and try to get it smoother, because I want to try and get it as close as well, closest to being perfect as I can. So yeah, I'm going to try that. Let's see how it goes. That definitely done a lot better, if you can see. So I'm going to leave it like that, because if I go any more, I might actually break it and damage it. So I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So if your one looked like that, try that idea. Just be careful. Hopefully come out like that or better. So see about doing some assembly time. Put it back together, greased up, all the rest of it. Let's see how it goes. Right, first off, on assembling it, we have this piece, which needs to go inside of the master cylinder. And obviously we know of the hole that it needs to go in. That's exactly what you want. Now the next thing on assembling it, we need to concentrate on this push rod thing. And what we need is that washer back. So we need this thing back, a little bit distorted, but it should be fine. Have that go on it first. So then that will go on the spring bit, and this washer will sit on top. And to hold it in, if you remember, we had the circlip that the holes were broken. Well, since then, ordered another one, and I've got another one here, brand new. It cost just over £3, and the postage and packaging was a bit more than that, but needed that in it to hold it. So that will, as this sits in, as this sits inside, because now this will now spring up like that. That is now where it should be. So now, in other words, it's past the cylinder bit where last when I tried taking it out, it was stuck. So now that it springs out, we need this to be able to stay in. So need the circlip. Right, so as you probably could tell, it was a bit awkward, but once I found a little strategy on how to actually get it on, it wasn't too bad. The hard part was trying to get these pincers for the circlip to stay in the holes, but if you can see, those holes there, if you can see, yep, those holes were quite difficult. I was just making sure that it was sat in the space. There was like a gap where it sits. I can show you where it is. There is a gap right in between the circle bits. There's a gap. That's basically where the circlip. That's basically where the circlip sits, in that gap. So now that is as it should be, springing in and out as it should do. So, and it's stopping it from coming out. So I believe the next thing will be the rubber boot and this nut bit, as well as this nut and this thing with a nut to actually attach to the actual lever itself. And now put this ring has to fit into inside this. And that's seated quite well. Lovely. Right, so now that bit is done. I had to use this, as you saw, straight head just to push it in a bit more. So it's literally looking like getting there to be looking like a brand new master cylinder. Next, what I'll do is add this nut to it, like that. Add this one to it. I think I'll leave it about there for now. So it's like that. Getting closer. Now we have this bit where one of the pipes go onto. Give that bit a little bit of a clean up, just to wipe it over. Same for the ring as well, rubber ring. What I'm going to do is sit this in the gap, which is basically this piece right here. This goes all the way around. So sit that there. There we go. Like that. Now this bit sits on top. Like that. Like that. Screw it in. That'll do. Get in there. Right, now that the master cylinder is pretty much together and done, put the master cylinder back on. So now all of that is now back together. That is what you won't see because it'll be on the bike. So this piece, as you push down the pedal, goes up into the master cylinder, and as you do it, it pulls down on this switch which activates the brake light. So you push down your foot, goes in, works like that. And then on the other side is what you'll see. just so you know, for that bolt, it is a 12 mil 12 mil 12 mil socket. HW6. Where I've done that now, only last thing to do really is to put fluid in the system. I think there might be a little bit of fluid there, but I've got a feeling it's going to be old fluid. So I've got some Dot 4 brake and clutch fluid. Not sponsored or anything like that, but that's what I use. Not sponsored or anything like that, but that's what I'm going to use. So the one thing we've got, what to do, put that into all of it. So this is how it's going to go. So as I'm pushing this lever down off of it, but then when I go to release it, I would then put my finger over the hole, brake, and the fluid will be pumping down the system through, it'll be drawing it down. So this you'd have to keep an eye on whilst you're doing all of that, because the fluid will be going through that hole there, through the system. So you've got to keep an eye on this as well, whilst making sure the fluid goes through to the caliper, through the caliper hole. Brake, down, brake. Alright, so as I was trying to get the fluid through the actual brake system, I was trying my best to push the lever down, put my finger over the brake caliper hole, and then to lift up the brake lever, so in that way the fluid will get sucked through the system. But I was getting bubbles coming up through it, but then it stopped, and I was doing this. I had done this for a couple minutes, maybe near to 5 minutes or so, and I thought, why isn't this going through? Why isn't the fluid going down or the bubbles coming up? So I did a little bit of investigating. I took the master cylinder off, and I looked through the hole. I put a straight head that was small enough to go through there, see if there's any blockage. No blockage. And then done the same for that way. Looked down there, put a screwdriver down there that was small enough, just to see if I could actually see it through it. Nothing was blocking it at all. So I then suddenly thought, hold on, if that's not getting blocked, what else could there be? I suddenly thought, with these, as you push it through the system, this piece here, as it comes out, it will suck the fluid through the pipe, and it'll suck it through, and then as you push it through, it will stop it. All the fluid will stop all around here, and then be pushed through. So I thought, right, okay. If it does that, why isn't it? I took a look at this, and as you can see, there is no splits on it that you can see. So then I decided to put my thumb underneath it just to make it go up slightly. And as I was going round, I suddenly got this. I got a split. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a split right here, if you can see it. There's a split. So I'm trying. There's a split right there. So as I'm trying to push it, all the fluid is pushing back on this, and it's going through onto this bit. So there's no seal on it, so it's not getting pushed through the system. So I then looked on eBay, and I decided to get a rebuild kit for rear brake. A rebuild kit for the master cylinder. So I've got it. What I've got to try and do now is work out to which one of these two is the actual right one to replace this thing. I've been taking a look, and I believe I've already taken it out of the packet. I believe this one, I don't know how I'm going to show you it. This one is, as far as I can tell, the right diameter of this thing. So it looks like it fits. It's going to be a bit of a snug fit, but it will fit on there. So all I'll have to do is take this one off and replace it with this one. Hopefully it will, and that way it will work a lot better. So this one, just a bit of rubber. There we go, like that. So it goes in this gap here. So that is the slightly torn one. And now to put this one on. So if I push it onto there, like that, now we'll try and get this bit back to there. There we go. I end up sort of taking it off slightly, hooking it onto this lip bit, and trying to stretch it over. So now that is on. That looks alright to me. let's check this one. It doesn't look like there's any tears, but I think where I've got the other one for it anyway, I might just replace that actually. So that's the bottom one replaced. Might as well just replace the top one as well whilst we're at it. Alright, so slightly different shape, but I think where this has just worn like flat over time, it's not got that well, that sort of flare bit where it sort of flares out. So let's replace that. And I say it's gunky, but I don't know whether that's because I did put a bit of actually I don't think that is copper grease. No, I think that it might have been the actual bit of grease I actually put around it. So give that a clean up. Put that there. Hopefully it'll stretch over enough. This one's got a bit more of a stretch, I think. Need it to stretch. There we go. But that is now on. So that is 2 seals on it replaced. Hopefully it'll work better. Now, hopefully it'll work better putting the brake fluid back in the rear brake system. So let's get back to it. Brake caliper, what I'm going to do is push the brake lever down, so in this case it will be this way, and I'll be putting my thumb over the hole to basically make a vacuum, as it were. So lever it down, put my thumb over it, and then let the there go up, and do it again, push it, covering up. Oh, I think we're getting somewhere. Fantastic. You can see that the fluid, fill it up slightly like that, so it's working this time. So knowing that it's coming through now, I'm now going to attach it to the rest of the pipe, and this time, better luck, we'll go all through the system. Fantastic. That point, that's when we put the bleed nut on. Next, what I have to do is make sure that that's got enough fluid in it. There is an upper and lower. I'm going to leave it like that. So firstly, that's got enough oil in it. But I'm probably at another point, probably bleed it again with some more some more brake fluid. Put this rubber gasket on first. Make sure that is seated nicely. Put that on top. Make sure we get it hand tight. So, if you've made it this far, fantastic. All I will say is I apologise for it being so long, but well done and thank you very much for watching it. Since then, the time has passed. I have been on the road with it, tried it out, and it works like brand new. So thank you very much for watching it, and hopefully you've made it. Hopefully it's helped you out, gave you some information and found out how to do it. But as you saw, my one was quite bad. So in saying that, hopefully you found it interesting and it helps you out. So until the next video, stay safe guys out there and keep riding safe. Catch you all later.